Hey folks, just thought I'd share this video. I'm shooting sunrise down here, surrounded by some rocks. Now, what I'm going to do here, instead of using a graduated ND filter, because if I was to do that, what would happen is it would also darken all the tops of these rocks as well, which I don't want to do, because they're already going to be in massive shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a multiple exposure where I'll do an exposure for the sky there, and then I'll do another one for the foreground and blend the two later on. The advantage of that is also that I can focus stack as well. So I can put, I can set the focus back here for the sky and then up here for the foreground shot, and the result will be sensational. Let's have a chat about depth of field. You probably know that with your depth of field, like the smaller the aperture, the higher the number, the greater the depth of field. So if you're on 22, you're going to have a greater depth of field than if you're on 1.4, for example. Another important thing to remember about that, though, is that there's only ever going to be one point, one plane that is parallel to your camera that is going to be perfectly sharp. Either side of that point is going to come into what's called depth of field, so it's going to be acceptably sharp. Now, on the back of your camera, you'll see that point there is where my sensor is. Used to be where the film plane was, now it's where the sensor is. So that point there is your line, I guess you would say, for what's going to be. There's going to be one line parallel to that, which you set your focus to, which will be perfectly sharp. The depth of field is then either side of that. And the important thing to remember with that is it's always 1/3 in front, 2/3 behind. So when we're setting our focus points for the focus stacking, we want to focus maybe on this rock out here, knowing that it'll bring 1/3 in front of that and 2/3 behind that. So then it'll extend back, back out there, and then we can set our next point back out there. That's something everyone should know, 1/3 and 2/3. That's a wrap. Time to climb back up.